If you're anything like me, this seems ridiculously unnatural compared to the normal things. Before the pandemic, I, in my ministry, had always sought to do things personally. Something. I'd be there. I'd invite people to my table, I'd go to meet them where they are. I think I'm the only person I've met that complains that he doesn't get to go to prison or to school anymore. But during the crisis, I want to make sure that everybody who has a heart for this has the tools to deliver it. A month ago, I went from not having a clue how people did online services to putting what we'll put out on Zion Online through our Facebook page, premiering, or YouTube, as professionally as I can, using everything free. I want to make sure that you are well equipped without costing you anything other than the attention and the care that you are already freely given to this ministry. So please entertain this with me. The very first thought I have for you is that you can do this. It is the perfume on Jesus' feet, no matter how dirty you might think it would be. It's not just wiping your hair down on the Savior, it is the fact that you are giving whatever you have, which is priceless in His eyes. And no matter if you think it looks as good or could be done another way, remember that Jesus said that this is exactly what He had in mind. I know that you can do this. I know that you have a heart for ministry. You have a beautiful gift that I just need to help you get from that side of your screen to this side. So, I'll be walking you through this on camera in one of the programs I'm going to ask you to download. Let me put my face in the corner so you can just watch this little magic tunnel effect. Woo! Now, the very first thing is I want you to use, even your smartphone will work. This is Google Photos. When I take pictures and videos, which I've made a promise to take a picture every day, it's a photo journal of mine for my friends. I used it to record the service that we had rehearsed last week. This is my friends and I doing Offering by Paul Baloche. The beauty of it is the moment that you've already uploaded it to Google Photos, if Google Photos is on your device, Android or Apple, then it will do a free, unlimited storage for you at a compressed size, which is still 720, which is still perfect viewing for Facebook, whether it's on a 3-inch phone or a 50-inch screen. It's still great quality, and it's smaller, so it's easier for you to work with. So when you have your content made and downloaded, first, when you're recording, I want you to follow the rule of thirds. Now let me make sure my face is not in the way for this picture. Okay, it's there. The rule of thirds is very simple, that if it's off-center doesn't mean that it's unprofessional. A rule of thirds also lets you put other pieces of content into the frame so that you've still got a focal point, but you have room to play with and you have room to deliver. You might not have noticed, but even while we're in this video, I've put myself in 1/3 of the screen so that it's easier for you to track with everything I'm delivering, but it's still a personal touch. When we preach, when we sing, we try to place our people so that they are inside as close as we can get to a rule of thirds. So you have a video, you've already done your preparing, your worship, your rehearsal, and you've recorded it. And now you don't know how to get it from there to the best that you can offer. First off, let me show you the free video editing program called Shotcut. I have all of these links, and in simple one-clicks, there's a one-page document that I'll send you out that will walk you through all of this very simply. When you download Shotcut and it's available, you just simply make, let's say, test for output for PAON stream. If I make a project and I say, you know what, I am ready to use the video I recorded the other night. You're going to hear some silly stuff here. When I record, because I'll use 3 video tracks, and I'll try to get an audio track from our soundboard, or it doesn't have to be complicated, but everything that I have, I can stack and make it sound cleaner and clearer and ready to roll. So we've got some rehearsal in the beginning of this, and we've got some keys back and forth. But let me show you something funny that will help you if you need to move multiple tracks on top of each other. If you want to have 3 different cameras or 2 different cameras. If you want the audio from your board but the picture from your actual lens. You need an audio spike so you can find the perfect place to sync it in audio and frame. So I'd inflate my cheek. I used to whistle. I'd inflate my cheek and pop. And that will pick up on every camera in the room and the mic system, and it's a clean trim. Jeff thinks it's funny. So I'll bring this back and trim it to the pop.
This is live. My team is live-ish. I got them drained. Whitney Village. Alright, it's 10 o'clock. We'll finish this quick. This is a bank song. The rest of it we're done. I'm proud of you.
Pause it here and I'll track it back with my keyboard to the beginning of that pop. That little click. I hit I on my keyboard to make that my in point, but now that I have the very beginning of where I'm syncing my videos and audio, I can drag this into my shot and start my project. Now here in Shotcut is neat because I can, if I do the preview properly, I'll pull it up so I can see with that little audio waveform where I start to play. So I'm going to bring it up here and start playing. Awesome. Let's trim all three. If I had 3 tracks, I'd trim all 3 to the same length or split them. You can split them with a keystroke, right? Just hit the letter S. So all this is simple. This is easier to do than it is to explain. Bring it here. And I'm going to actually show you how this works if you wanted to put lyrics on top. So here's my test for the piano stream. I'm going to set that to export, which the last time I tried this was only 2 minutes. In those 2 minutes, let me show you a few more tools that you'll want. Back to this tunnel. Inside of OBS, I've used this to, if I need to put Pastor Darren's projection or his teaching over the frame, if he doesn't already have it in the shot in his camera. Or when, praise God, when we get to open our doors again, this is an opportunity you can use to deliver a camera live, a stream. I premiere everything from the church. We record everything first, we polish it, we make sure that the sync is in line, that what we have, our very best, was prepared and not done off the cuff, only because that's our rhythm. If you go live, all the power to you. If you premiere, here's all the tools to do it well. So we've got the Shotcut OBS. OBS is a Magic Studio that I need you to see from its own download page. This is what I've used. I've said a few things on these. OBS is free for download across platform. And if you want your lyrics, you can put them in through OBS using OpenLP. OpenLP is freeware for churches. It works a lot like Song Select or Easy Worship. And when you have it, it can still integrate with your own CCLI if you have CCLI, or you can draft the songs and write them by hand. So I would import a song from CCLI Song Select, put in my own information, and I just did offering. I want to put offering lyrics on the page for when people want to worship with me on Sunday. Offering by Paul Balash. View. That's the one. Let's import it. Don't need any more songs right now. That's fine. You can have templates made for how this is output. I've put mine so that the back is transparent, so that it can go clean over my picture. Some people will have a black bar behind it, or an actual picture of the church behind it, whatever, so that the words can go on top of another frame. I use it transparent so you can see this. What I'll do is blank it out and bring it to light here. Okay. Let me bring my face down a bit. And now that my OpenLP is ready, which is easier to do than to explain as you bring it in, inside of OpenLP, you can, let me pull my settings up. Remote is the magic word you're looking for. You can take what usually would be your display out. your second screen, and you can do all this from one screen. Now I'm using a 2-screen setup because this is Crystal's workstation. And if you have a church computer that does projection, chances are you have 2 displays you're working with. Whether it's the actual screen and a projector, or the actual screen and a second monitor or something. The live view URL is just the IP address of the computer that you're working on. But this output, this main output, is what I've plugged in as a source here in OBS. I've created a browser source, made my name for it, and changed it to that address. My media source, which should be finished, or just about, yeah, it's finished, so I'll put that down. My media source is the file that we finished in Shotcut, which should be test for P&L stream. Here we are. And I'll bring this in so that it starts when I start it. Restarts playback when it's active. Okay? So that you can hear this as if you were sitting in a service and putting lyrics over as you go on your day, I would have you go into the settings for your media source. Yeah. Right? And advanced property is to hear a monitor and output from the media source. So you can listen to this as you go through your service. As it's playing, you can go to your OpenLP. Now let me bring my desktop above so you can see it. If you're in OpenLP and you choose to put the lyrics up, then back inside of your video, when you're recording, this shows up over your image so that people can see the lyrics as they sing. Tweak it to the right size, tweak it to however you piece, but this is how we put lyrics on our videos. So I'm going to turn those off, and I'm bringing just my webcam just for a second. Okay. All of my software freeware backing tracks if you want some music to swell behind your teaching, if you need pads for when you play. All of my resources, all of my advice, I've compiled into a 1-page document that comes along with this video. But most importantly, I want to finish with making sure that I remind you, you can accomplish this. This is an offering of worship to your King. You have an audience of 1. You may happen to have a number of other spectators because they can't come to you in church, but now you have the unique opportunity where people who are looking for hope and can go nowhere else to find it, you can bring it to them. How will I understand unless someone brings the word to me? Do you remember Philip and the eunuch? I believe in you. I am praying for you. I'll leave my contact information in the document so that if any of these things you have a hiccup, you need an extra set of hands, I will walk you through this. I want to see you and your ministry, your church, your future. I want to see it thrive. May God bless you.